Hey there folks, it's RJB, right here, back on the channel. It's time that you and I, we're gonna enjoy ourselves. BYUL against Rabbit, and BYUL against Minchel. BYUL against Minchel. BYUL against Minchel and BYUL against Rabbit. First we got BYUL against Rabbit. This is a continuation of the previous video, where BYUL was phasing off on the Terran, and once on the Zerg, against Minchel and the Rabbit. Minchel and the Rabbit are taking turns, so BYUL is in every single game, but he's switching out, he's staying in, and Rabbit or Minchel are switching out after every game. So we're seeing a lot of variety in their respective playstyles between these two players. Let me just give some music in there as well. There's the background music. Okay, so Rabbit here on the name Jun23542887. Probably means something, but I have no idea what it means. So I'm not going to try to, find out what it means, because I would probably just be wrong. Also, just so you know, I'm actually eating something right now, which probably isn't the best manners, I will admit, but, I didn't have that much time, so I figured I would do a cast while I'm eating something. It's air-fried potatoes. It's really tasty. You mean air-fried potatoes? It's amazing. You basically have none of the downsides of deep frying in oil. Like when you deep fry in oil, the amount of calories in your fried potatoes basically goes up by over half. And if you air fry them, you have none of the downsides of having oil and fats getting absorbed into the potato. So I am a huge fan of this specific food product and this specific way of making your food. An air fryer. Absolutely amazing invention. So Rabbit here is doing about the same build order as he did previously. This time around though, the Marine finds him really early. The previous time, this Marine didn't find him that early. Yeah, let's just get back into the game. I've been talking about food, I've been talking about not having enough time. But what I really should be talking about is this game. Rabbit here starts off with 2 cables in the front. Very characteristic of Rabbit. Goes with a Cyber Core and Forge in the back as well, so we can start building cannons here in the front. BYUL is going for triple barracks. And it looks like he's going for a rush attempt. He wants to stop Rabbit from getting cannons up in the front. But Rabbit does have 3 zealots that might be able, 4 zealots that might be able to defend this one pretty easily. It's going to be pretty difficult for BYUL to defend against 4 zealots in total. He's ignoring the Marine in the back there. Now attacking here in the front. He has on top of the Marines. Wow, the SCVs are blocking the Zealot there in the back, but the Marines in the front are still too strong for the Marines who are on the scene. Bunker might finish up, it might not. I'm gonna try to kill as many SCVs as he can. Cannons in the back. He bought enough time for the cannons in the back, so the bunker's gonna go down. I'm gonna try to keep repairing it, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. It's only a single SCV, and he's not pulling any more because he already lost 2 of them. The cannon goes down. This is actually a really good micro. This is a really good rush from BYUL here. He's actually going to kill a second cannon. The one all the way in the back, though, is out of range. That one's going to stay up and alive. There's a robo on the way in the back here for Rabbit. The Marine is still there in the corner. It might go in sometime in the future. So yeah, the gateways are going down. This is basically why I think this build order from Rabbit maybe is not that great, because he's getting rushed, he's getting punished, he's receiving some real amounts of damage, and BYUL is succeeding in those very hard-hitting blows. He's just making it very hard for Rabbit to stick to his build order. Rabbit is at this point, basically improvising in response to this rush. So the bunker will go down. He took down 1 gateway, 2 cannons, the cannon there, the cannon there. Built a new one on the exact same spot. Pylon stays alive. Gateway number 2 stays alive. So pretty significant amounts of damage. It really, really screwed over Rabbit's game plan, but it also slowed down BYUL. BYUL lost 3 SCVs. He's only just now starting with a +1 command center, and he only has about 12 Marines here in his base. 12 Marines exactly, one there in the front. Yeah, both players have been slowed down a little bit here. Rabbit forced to spend minerals he wanted to spend on different things, only on a single nexus, so his economy isn't that great either. He's got triple assimilator, third one just finishes up. He's got one Reaver on the way, not two. Just one. Now two. No shuttle speed on the way yet. He's got a cyber core, got a forge. He's now building a skeleton of pylons for more gateways there in his base. BYUL is preparing himself for the defense against the shuttles. Now, the fact that BYUL has 2 command centers, though, is going to help him get ahead of Rabbit, economically speaking. As long as he defends against those shuttle drops effectively. Like, if he prevents any damage from happening, he's going to be in a pretty good spot about 6 minutes from now. Rabbit's still only on a single Nexus. I've never ever seen Rabbit play a single Nexus build order, but he really wants to try something different. He's going to build a second Nexus right after he picks up the Reaver and gets the minerals for a second Nexus. There it is. He's got 4 robos already. That's a lot of robos very early into the game. Got Siege Boat and the tank on the way there for BYUL. Shuttle comes in. It's looking for a way in, but there's turrets basically walling off his entire top section. So he's doing a great job of gathering information with that shuttle there. Tries to find a way in, but he finds a way in, but the turret finishes just in time. So that angle from above, from the north, is not going to work. You might have to fly all the way around and go from the south. I've seen it work many times before, and it might just be something that I have to try. He's going to check the front first, I believe. Or maybe he's going to try to clear out vision that BYUL might have on the sides of the map. So tank in the front, sieges up, Zealots are taking some damage. Marines are moving to the front because he's expecting something from the front, but nothing is coming from the front, so this might actually kind of backfire if those shuttles are going to decide to come from the north instead of from the bottom or the front. And yes, it looks like BYUL or Rabbit is just clearing out the side. We saw a scan come out from BYUL there, scans the backside, sees 3 shuttles, sees 4 robos. Might be number 5 robo there. That's a Citadel of Dune. We have air armor on the way. It's going to help those shuttles tank more damage, and it's going to set him up for carriers in the future as well, because I think he's going to go for carriers after he finishes doing shuttle drops. That's his Stargate. That's a gateway. Another Reaver spawn. Level 1 shield is on the way. Whenever I see a player go for shields instead of for ground weapon or ground armor, I'm always pretty certain that we're going to be seeing carriers. Pretty certain. Otherwise, it's not efficient to go for shields, in my opinion. When it goes from the bottom side, BYUL knows what's up. Marines and tanks are already sieging up and setting up the spot. Reaver's getting microed pretty well. Marines are going down. Oh, the Reaver's going to have to get picked up, flown closer. The turret goes down so you can pick them up. Now, Marine there coming in to try and snipe the shuttle. Not really succeeding all that well. Everything gets taken down, and I don't think BYUL really took all that much damage. He lost 1 supply depot, 1 turret, about 12 Marines, but nothing serious, nothing too damaging, nothing too bad. Comes from the top side, there's a bunker there and a tank. So the Reavers, they get unloaded. Not really going to do all too much, though that Scarab there just blows up the entire group of Marines. Starport there finishes up as well. Second factory is up. We've got 5 barracks. Of course, you need 5 barracks when you're on a middle spawn location. Because look at this. Look at this. 1 direction, 2 directions, 3 directions, 4 directions, 5 directions the enemy shuttles can fly in from. It's a lot of different directions, and you really do want to be able to cover every single line of approach. And BYUL currently on a very low amount of Marines, so it might be difficult, perhaps too difficult, to protect against all those possible lines of approach that these shuttles can come in from. He's going to try from the bottom side once again. BYUL is moving Marines in position. I mean, these are the most likely lines of approach, the bottom side and the top side. That's what most players usually go for. So putting the Marines there in position is going to help him out for sure. So he comes in. Comes in, responds to it. Gonna have to kill those Marines there. Shuttle gets taken out by the turret again. And Rabbit, once again, doesn't quite do much there with the drop. Corsair, they're still in the base. We don't have Wraiths or Valkyries on the way. He's going to stay with the Marines and the tanks to defend himself. Got a science facility finished up there. We've got level 1 attack for Marines finished, and level 2 attack is now also on the way. Just relocating his factories a little bit for the sake of having a cleaner Sim City. Double armory there on the way on the bottom side. For Rabbit, we have a fleet beacon. We have another Nexus on the way. We only have one Cyber Core, so he isn't getting both air upgrades at the same time, but I do believe we're going to be seeing more Stargates being built right there, and he's going to go for carriers. At least that's what I expect to be happening. But I've been wrong in the past before, many times, on, yeah, there's Stargates coming in. There's more Stargates coming in. I expect 2 more. It's going to have 4 or 6 in total. Carriers are definitely on the menu. He's got a second Cyber Core there finished up on the top side, getting weapon and armor for air. Level 2 shield is also on the way. His level 1 shield is finished up. The air's level 1 armor as well. Carriers are on the menu. He basically, once they get those carriers up before BYUL, is honestly capable of going for an all-out, maxed-out counter-attack. But it's honestly kind of a race against the clock. And his drop here is taking quite a while for Rabbit to set up. He wants to go for a really big drop instead of going for small drops that are flying in rapidly, consecutively, continuously. He wants a big drop and do a lot of damage with a single drop somewhere. But where can he realistically land? There's tanks covering every single little bit of surface area. Also, 2 more armories that are coming in for BYUL. Now in 160 supply. A lot of turrets there on the top side. A lot of turrets on the bottom side. He's building very quick. He's now on 6 gas in total. So yeah, I don't really see a lot of options for Rabbit to fly in from with those shuttles. Let me grab a nice little potato. The potato is a little bit cold now. It's no longer warm, so maybe not the best experience, but air-fried potatoes, oh my god, do I love them. Okay, so 10 plus arc if they're on the way. Got interceptor capacity being researched. The drop still hasn't gone in. Got 6 carries on the way as well. Rabbit is basically just building a lot, and I think he's gambling. And he will have his carriers and his technology up in time before BYUL is knocking down the front door. He also starts building cannons. He's basically making BYUL wait. He's basically making BYUL think something is coming, but when? I don't know. He's blue balling him. He's blue balling him into next week. When are the shuttles gonna come? Oh my god. I'm not even gonna comment on that one. Just like looking back at that sentence. Oh my god, it just doesn't sound that pure, does it? Does not sound that pure. So 2 more Stargates, 2 more gateways, more cannons. The upgrades are... Oh, he scans again. See, the shuttles are still there in the base. When are you gonna fly them over, Rabbit? It's been 6 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, since the last attack. We've just been looking at 2 players building their bases, getting their upgrades, preparing for an all-out war. Both players are maxed out. This is basically turned into a no-rush 15. When you don't attack until 15 minutes, when both players are completely maxed out, have a full base, get upgrades and everything else, and that's when they attack. So which of the 2 players is better at the late game? We're gonna see, as the carriers are finished. They are prepared. I think they all have their interceptors pretty much finished. Not completely, still needs a couple more of them on each single carrier. 1 more carrier on the way as well. It's got 9 shuttles filled up with Reavers, Zealots. Reavers and Zealots, nothing else. Gonna build a proxy base there on the 9 o'clock spawn location as well. BYUL now filling out his base, not yet completely filled out. It's only on 5 factories. A lot of starports there though, because he knows the carriers are coming. This combination is great against carriers, Valkyries, Marines, turrets. This is just absolutely awesome in taking down interceptors. The carriers themselves a little bit more difficult with this setup, but interceptors are gonna die quick. So he needs to build some shield batteries right here in the middle, because the Valkyrie rockets are gonna be dragged into the carrier bodies and slowly kill the carrier shield. So he needs some shield batteries here inside of his base to fly back to and recover those shields. So here come the carriers, and there comes the massive shuttle Reaver drop in the top corner. But these two tanks are able to fire on the Reaver, so I'm not sure if the Reavers are going to kill all that much. But he's opening up a hole here, though. He's killing everything here in the top corner. Going to try to kill as many starports and units as he can. The Reavers are doing a lot of great work. The carriers are now retreating, though, and taking a little bit of damage from the Valkyries. Shuttles also all stayed alive, so you can use them again and pick up more units. But he's going for more carriers instead of more units. Reavers are still hitting hard. Killed one starport, might kill these two as well. Turrets being taken down as well. A lot of units have died here in the top corner. But in the end, it looks like BYUL is just going to recover and rebuild the entire corner, while Rabbit is focusing on building this proxy gateway base out of BYUL's sight. Drop comes in. It's not a drop, it's just shuttles, nothing inside. It looks like Rabbit really is going for the big carrier army. He's building 4 more carriers, so it's going to be 11 in total. He's getting mass shield battery here inside of his base to keep recovering and regenning those shields. He's getting Corsairs, because Corsairs are really awesome. No, sorry, that's my bowl. I can't pronounce it properly. Bowl of potatoes with a fork. I bumped my hand into it. So don't be scared. This is just my fork, the bowl, and the potatoes that I'm smashing into with my arm because I'm clumsy. And soon this thing will break all over the floor and I'll be regretting ever taking this with me to eat while casting. I have learned my lesson, that is for sure. Maybe I have not, but I will soon learn my lesson. Don't eat while you're casting. Things are gonna go wrong. That's for damn sure. So finally, 17 minutes in, Storm Upgrade is on the way. Also got a lot more upgrades on the way for Corsairs, like a Corsair Energy. Disruption Web is finished. We got Observer, Range, and Speed as well. The upgrades are in 222. Got 3 Armor, 3 Shield, level 3 Weapon on the way. Ground Armor and Ground Weapon also on the way finally, because he's planning on switching over into a gateway army when this carrier army gets taken down. Got some shuttles that are coming in, flying into the marines and into the Valkyries. Reaver unloads on the low ground. No tanks within range to kill the Reaver. Oh wait, there is one tank within range. The Reaver doesn't do too much. The Course has killed all the Valkyries, but now the Courses are within danger of dying themselves. Going to take down one more Valkyrie, and now the Courses are left for dead. The carriers have done their job. They are retreating behind, away from the enemy lines, and back to the shield batteries, back to recovery. Once again, more Corsairs on the way, and this is going to be a rinse and repeat. Ground tanks here are on 2-2 upgrades there for BYUL, and the Valkyries are on 1-1. A little bit of catching up to do there for BYUL, but he is filled out, his entire base is filled out. But for now, he's not moving out. He's really focused on fortifying this top corner and making sure shuttle drops are not going to easily fly through and kill his workers. That's basically what he's focused on, whereas Rabbit is just buying time. Rabbit is just buying time to build this massive proxy base. This is about so many gateways. A lot of gateways. And a fun little fact, he's copied this configuration off of Scan. Scan has like a 3 pylon row, and he builds a whole block of gateways around, and you can have all your gateways in one screen like this. You can have like 16 gateways in one screen, and you just click all of them and you build your zealots. Another attack there happening on the top corner. Carriers once again going in. Shuttles are nowhere to be seen. It's mostly Corsairs and carriers waiting to basically just kill stuff there. It's going to Disruption Web on those turrets to make it a little bit easier to fight into this. Might Disruption Web on the Marines as well. Now stuff is going to go down here, but the Valkyries in the back are having a great time against the Interceptors. But the Corsairs in turn are just absolutely destroying the Valkyries. Not a great day. Reaver also unloads on the bottom corner, but the tank takes them down, and a couple Marines that are not under the Disruption Web also, of course, take down the Reaver. But a lot of stuff there went down. The Corsairs took down all the Valkyries, and Rabbit is slowly pushing. Well, it's kind of a stalemate. He's killing turrets, killing Marines, killing Valkyries, and then he retreats. Now, though, he's got 2 shuttles there. empty, waiting for Reavers to finish here back on the top side, to go back in and once again kill Marines. Is he getting armor upgrade for the Marines? I don't see the engineering bay anywhere here on the map. There it is, so nope, he's gonna stay on 0 armor, only attack damage upgrades for the Marines. The tanks are, well, still in the process of getting 2-2. The Valkyries are on 2-2. The proxy base is basically the same size as his own base here back at home, so he's got 2 massive bases there. So once again, goes in, and it's some carrier against Marine against Valkyrie action with disruption webs being thrown down all over the place. The Valkyries this time around, though, might win the fight against the Corsairs because the Corsairs are all balled up and the Valkyries are all split up. Who's going to win this fight? I'm honestly not sure. It looks like the Corsairs are going to be losing the fight. Winning the fight. Wait, yeah, the Valkyries won the fight. Only 2 Valkyries are alive though, and all the turrets have been taken down, and so are the Marines. So now he's going for the tank there. The Reavers in the top corner. Are they going to stay alive? They are within range of 1 tank. Tank gets taken down before the Reavers get shut down though. So now the Reavers in the top corner are having a field day, just killing everything they can, while the carriers are hanging above, giving protection and support with traction. The tanks are rolling up though to the top corner, and the Reavers are going to be forfeit. But wow, he really did a number on BYUL with this round of attack. This time around he went from basically just killing only the top row to killing 2 rows, a starboard, a lot of units, and progressing. It's going to be a little bit easier to go with a follow-up attack because now he can build a line of cannons right here against the hill. Then he gives the carrier support, and the cannons are going to shoot over the hill to kill the turrets. And once again, Corsairs coming in to kill the Valkyries. BYUL is having a really tough time here against Rabbit's approach. Rabbit's approach wasn't really gaining him much ground in the early stages of this plan, but now he is pushing forward and it's working. It's working. BYUL is rapidly losing supply and Rabbit is approaching on the command center, which is now getting attacked. Let's select it. Let's see how much HP it has. It's going down really quick and it's gone. And it's gone. So now Rabbit has surgically removed the main component of BYUL's economy, and he's coming in with a drop as well. Reavers on the scene. Reavers going to try to kill every single SV they can. SVs are not running away. BYUL is in trouble. BYUL really is in trouble. The carriers are retreating back to the shield batteries, but the Corsairs and the Reavers are still here in the base. Does he have energy for a disruption weapon? No, it doesn't look like he does. So the Reavers will go down, but it did take about 20 SVs with them. And BYUL now on 120 supply. His army has been broken. Completely broken. Whereas Rabbit is in great shape. Look at his base. This is beautiful. Shield batteries are in the middle. Gateways on the side. Stargates on the other side. Cannons next to the hill. Still pushing forward. Killing structures. Killing Valkyries. Although the carriers are being pushed back a little tiny bit. With the Valkyries very far away there. Hitting from a safe distance. He's going to clear out the turrets. And then retreat, recover those shields. Wait, no. But Corsairs on the scene. Corsairs really are your best friend when you're playing against Valkyries. Look at them just flying forward, mowing down the opposition. The air dominance is beautiful to behold. Rabbit is showing that even though he lost one of the 2 Protoss against Terrans before this, now he is really showing off with a really strong Terran. Really strong Terran right here on display. So the proxy gateway base hasn't really, produced anything so far. It's just there, just in case. But he might not even need it. Because the carriers and the drops are... Okay, the Reavers are unloading. Right next to the Goliaths. Only one Reaver on the low ground, though, gets taken down after it shoots at least one Scarab on the Goliaths. BYUL there with a very good reaction. Takes down the shuttle before it can really do much. The economy is somewhat recovered. Most of his SCVs that he just rebuilt are not on the minerals. He's very slowly running out. Now he's putting them to work, though, so... The economy is gonna slowly recover a tiny little bit. He doesn't really have the actions per minute to rebuild the entire row of turrets while producing and while rebuilding those starports. He really needs more starports here because the Valkyries are basically his best line of defense against the carriers. Okay, so the Valkyries once again coming in. Corsairs are pretty far away. Carriers forced to... And yeah, there they are taking a lot of damage. You could see all those rockets being dragged into the carrier bodies by those interceptors. Just a lot of damage coming down. A lot of damage coming down. But it won't make it that much easier because the Corsairs are going to force those Valkyries away. It's still going to come down to the Goliath's target firing, but Reaver's on the low ground. There's no tanks anywhere within the vicinity, so the Reavers are going to mow down all the Goliaths while the Corsairs destroy the Valkyries. We've got the tanks rolling up to the north, but they're not sieged up yet. Reavers are rolling away slightly to buy themselves a little bit more time, and now the tanks, unsieged, roll into Reaver range. The Reavers are right up to Scarab to take down one more tank. The carriers and Corsairs, though, are destroying the air, destroying the starports, destroying everything there is. There's basically no supply left for BYUL. He's down to 130 on 69 SCVs, but there's pretty much just 5 Goliaths able to shoot into the air. And he's going to retreat a little bit to recover those shields where the Corsairs are there behind enemy lines. Going to get taken down very slowly, but replaced very quickly, and BYUL calls GG. BYUL calls GG because losing all those starports basically means he doesn't have what he needs to defend against the carriers, the shuttles, and the Corsairs. Really well played game there by Rabbit. Really well played game. It started off a little bit slow, and then he took a really long time to build up his base. But once he started to attack, he was gaining ground on BYUL very, very slowly, and BYUL couldn't quite keep up. Because BYUL's one big weakness, in my opinion, is that he's a really fast player at the start, but he really slows down the longer the game goes on. His endurance is not that great compared to players like Rabbit or Minchel or Brain, who seemingly can play fast for a much longer amount of time. But BYUL does have the brains, though. BYUL is really smart of a player and has great control, so he makes up for being a little bit slower as the game goes on with his control and his smartness. Okay, so now we got BYUL against Minchel again. Red here, Red Protoss, Minchel on the middle left of the map, middle right of the map. Got BYUL here on the name DEDGOM. So barcode X barcode. So yeah, last 2 times that we watched Minchel against Rabbit, BYUL. Minchel against BYUL. Rabbit, oh my god, I'm messing up their names non-stop. Just forgive me, for I have sinned. Minchel was doing a lot of very interesting, different build orders that BYUL didn't seem to have an appropriate answer to. It was really interesting, innovative, unique build orders that pretty much no one else in all of StarCraft can do. Just Minchel doing really wacky builds, and they work out. That's a really big thing to underline. They work. How? I don't know, but he makes them work. BYUL starts off with triple barracks once again. Basically, the build order that gives him the strongest early game pushing power as a Terran you can imagine. And because his micro is so good, because his multitasking is so good, usually he can really hit hard in the early game. Like last game, we saw him hit pretty hard on those choke gateways that Rabbit had. And I thought Rabbit was a goner for a little bit. But Rabbit held on and still won the race. Although it wasn't a pretty race for the first 15 minutes. Academy they're already on the way there for BYUL. Getting a gas as well, going for a very early stim and medic. Zella there comes from across the map. So all scouting locations have been scouted by Minchel. Zella there in the front gonna try to deal some damage, or mostly just try to walk all the way through the back and gather some information and buy some time by walking around and forcing the Marines to chase him. While more Zealots are on the way and sneaking in to the southern side of BYUL's base. One Zealot there goes down. One more Zealot is going to try to sneak in through the north, but it's forced to turn around as the Marines move to the choke. The Zealot there, though, is going to go and snipe on the backside. Going to try to go for the Academy SCV, but Academy finishes up. SCV runs away, so now it's up to the Marines to kill the Zealot before it gets out of there. And there's nowhere to go, so that one's going to go down. Stim is on the way there for BYUL. Getting cannons now in the choke for Minchel. Minchel is just going back to the standard Protoss against Terran here. 2 Gateway, Nexus, choke in the front, Cybercore, Forge in the back, on 2 gas in total. Basically, standard as can be. This is really standard stuff. A little bit disappointed that Minchel is not improvising or going for some really innovative build order. But it's also sometimes just fun to see a player like Minchel play a fundamental game. Back to the basics. Oh wait, that's a Citadel. He's going for Dark Templars. So I was talking about going for basic stuff. He is in fact not going for basic stuff. He's hiding the Citadel of Adun all the way on the bottom side to make sure that it doesn't get scanned or found out by BYUL. Basically, he's going to try to surprise him. Robo on the way in the front. Gateway number 3 on the way as well. Marines in the front taking down the cannon, the gateway. Zealots are trying to buy some time, but also looking at how many Marines there are. And he sees only one group of Marines, one group of medics, so that means that you're back at home. BYUL is most likely going for +1 or +2 command center. It's a +1 command center. Range is on the way as well. More Marines are going to scoot over to the choke, not across the map. He's not really planning to break through the cannons in the front. He just wants to put pressure on Minchel. Minchel doesn't know if BYUL is buying himself time or if BYUL is going to go all in on breaking the choke. And you can see 5 cannons in the front. It's a very big investment. It's a worthy investment. But if BYUL hadn't shown up here at the front, Minchel would have gone for 3 cannons instead of 5. You got Support Bay and Templars Archive on the way. No Dark Templars being queued up yet. One of them is queued up. Gonna wait for some supply space to make number 2 and number 3. Shield is on the way as well. Got a Stargate there on the bottom side. 2 Robo number 2 there on the way in the choke. You're back at home in BYUL space. We've got bunkers being built in the front, turret being built in the front, factories finished up, tank is on the way, siege mode on the way as well, engineering bay, 2 starports. We might see BYUL go for a Wraith defense. 2 Wraiths are queued up. Turrets are going to be built on both the top side and the bottom side. He's got a scan, shield is leaving. Dark Templar here gonna... Ooh, the Dark Templar, he's gonna distract in the front. Or is he gonna walk all the... No, it's gonna distract in the front. BYUL is not getting a notification that his Marines are dying, so he doesn't really notice. So this one Dark Templar gonna kill everything. While this drop arrives here back at home with 3 Zealots. I think 1 Dark Templar... It's 4 Zealots. No Dark Templars. Dark Templar there in the front killed pretty much all of the Marines. Marines now returning back home. Zealots are gathering information. Just running back and forth. Raids are in the air. In Minchel space, got another shuttle leaving. This one's got a Dark Archon. Is he gonna go for mind control? Is he gonna go for mind control this early on? He's got an Arbiter on the way and Stasis as well. Storm, shuttle speed. Man, he's going for some wacky stuff once again. I thought he was going to go for standard stuff, but this is pretty certified wacky stuff. It looked normal. It all looked very normal, but he's giving it his own unique twist once again. The Minchel twist. What is he cooking up? Scan comes out in the front, sees the Robo, sees 1 shuttle, so not much information gathered there. Adding a barrack there in the choke too. It's not really a wall, you can still walk through right there, but it's a wall of sorts, but doesn't quite qualify as a wall, if you know what I mean. Raid's gonna do some hunting. Find nothing on the bottom side. Comes in from the top side. What's inside? It's 2 Templars and a Zealot. Templars don't unload though. Good target firing there on the shuttle. Turret on the top side does get taken down there by... Oh! Stays alive. 17 HP. Very close. But he's gonna burn to death though. There's always a race against the clock. Can he do it? Can he repair? No! Not on time. Not on time. He didn't get it. So another shuttle drop there being loaded up. Arbiters are on the way. We've got about 7, 9, 10 gateways. And he's building a skeleton to fill out his base. Observatory and forge on the way in the top side. Mind control on the way as well. Recall on the way. Arbiter moving to the bottom corner. He's going to recall a mind control SCV across the map. I kind of want to see it when it happens. It looks really cool. Looks really cool. So the raids are still flying back and forth, and Mintel is preparing. Yet that other drop comes in, but flies straight into the raids by pure chance. But the raids overshoot. The raids turn around, kill the shuttle with beautiful control. So BYUL hasn't taken any damage except for losing the turret down the top side that he couldn't repair in time. Shuttle with the dark. What's he doing? He's hunting. Okay. He's hunting for shuttles. I thought he was going to fly to the bottom corner here. That would have been a bit suspicious, but he's not flying to the bottom corner. He's just flying back and forth, looking for a shuttle to come over the bottom side of the map. Nothing is coming at the moment. He's still there in the front. We got the observers moving to the top side and the bottom side. Because the raids most likely have cloak, and you of course want to be able to see them when you try to kill them with the Corsairs that you build. He's building a lot of Corsairs because he wants to kill the raids. The observers are there to help detect them when they get cloaked. Does the Arbiter have recall energy? Not yet. It's kind of close. He's just going to wait a little bit longer. Mintel is filling out his entire base on 74 probes, 58 SCVs there for BYUL. Triple command center as well. He's getting 2 more starports. Only on 4 factories. Got 2 armories on the bottom side. He's getting there. He's getting there. He's growing bigger. And Mintel is taking over the middle. He's got pretty much a maxed out army. Goes in for the attack. Not a lot of defenses here in the front. Comes in with the shuttle drop as well. Unloads on top of the choke. Marines are going to get stormed to death by the High Templars. Dodges the storms, but a little bit late. The damage has mostly been done. Another storm there comes down. The front is getting broken down as well. The bunkers are keeping him alive there, though. And the one tank there behind enemy lines is also doing a great job. But here comes the Dark Archon. Recalls the mind control SCV. Oh, there it is. He got it. I'm not a fan of recalling mind-controlled SCVs, but I am a fan of recalling mind-controlled SCVs. I hate mind control, but when it's done beautifully like this, he just snuck in. I mean, at this point, BYUL is aware that something happened because he killed the Dark Archon, but he was distracting you in the front, recall the Dark Archon back home, and now he's building his command center, building cannons around it to make sure the raids, when they do come across the map, they won't kill the SCV and render all the effort he put into the mind-controlled SCV to waste. Basically, to waste. So yeah, he's putting all his Dragoons on top. He's keeping the Observer there as well. Cannons are finishing up. That SCV is never gonna go down. We do see raids from BYUL now leaving. He's getting spotted out by all the Observers. This is really beautifully played by Mintel, and BYUL really wants to kill that SCV. He scans the entire base, finds it, kind of exactly on top. Scans again. I think he kind of knows that the SCV is running away. It's inside the shuttle. So BYUL is... Both players are basically going all in on the mind control. BYUL wants to stop it. Mintel wants to protect the SCV at all costs. Because, ooh, if that one goes down, his plan has gone to waste. And there he goes. Starts finishing up. Raids are waiting to go in. Honestly, the fact that BYUL scanned exactly on top of the command center without knowing it was there, it feels a little bit weird, doesn't it? Then he scanned the backside where the shuttle went to. Exactly. It feels a little bit suspicious, I will admit. But he would be killing these observers if he was stream sniping, so yeah. Scans again. Sees the command center is finished up. The SV has run to the north, building a barrack there. SVs are being built as well. Ooh, BYUL, you are in trouble. You're in trouble, BYUL. You have to go. You have to go soon. You can't wait much longer. You gotta go. There's an entire maxed out Protoss army here on the map, ready to push you back into your base the moment you do go out. This is truly a dilemma for BYUL. Do I move out? Do I attack? But my upgrades are not finished yet. What do I do? This is a really tough call here, and it looks like BYUL might actually just die to a mass attack, although Minchel pulls back. He doesn't want to commit just yet. Even though I think this would be able to kill BYUL, because BYUL's army is really small. It's mostly raids, Valkyries, and more raids, a couple of tanks and Marines. Those tanks and Marines not going to be strong enough to fight back against this army, but Minchel really wants to get those factories up and operational. He doesn't need them. He doesn't need this carrier proxy base either. Valkyries flying across the map, doing some scouting, hoping to intercept the shuttle, but nothing there to be found. BYUL is stuck in a really bad situation. He's stuck in a really bad situation, and he's got to move, but he's not moving. Because he's not maxed out. He's trying to max out really quick. He's building a lot of factories at the same time, finishing the remaining refineries as well, lifting up those barracks to get more space for more factories. Minchel has factories on the way in the middle, which does mean if BYUL manages to push through the middle, he can kill those factories just on time. But Minchel is waiting for BYUL to move a little bit too far forward, and then he's going to attack with the mass gateway army and try to kill as much as he can. Where did the raids go? It looks like he killed the raids. Oh, there are the raids. He still has them. Factories are finishing up. 6 have add-ons, the other ones don't. Raids moving to the front. He's got 2 groups of raids. Not sure if that's too wise to have, because we have stasis on the arbiters. BYUL is getting outplayed in a lot of ways here. There hasn't really been a big fight. Now there will be a big fight though. But Minchel has everything perfectly prepared to fight against what BYUL has. BYUL just is not equipped. He's breaking through. Stasis on the tanks, stasis on the raids. Pulls back. Pulls back. He's toying with BYUL. He can kill BYUL right here. Right here, you can kill him. You can just do it. You can just go in, kill him, and it's over once and forever. But he pulls back. He wants those tanks to finish BYUL off. He wants to humiliate him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 factories in total. 2 armories getting upgrades. A massive army of gateway units on the middle. 2 arbiters, 1 with energy to get a stasis down, 2 stay side down. Tanks are rolling up behind those cannons. Siege mode is finished up, I believe. It might still be on the way. It's on the way there on the bottom side. Gateway units are coming in to clear up. Got double stages once again on those tanks. Tanks are small in number because most of them are locked up in the frozen zone. So the Dragoons are pushing forward, but not really able to do all that much. Raids are pushing forward once again, trying to save the day. There's no detection here for Minchel, so the raids do, in the end, come in very handy. But now Zealots are rushing forward through the line of frozen tanks onto the tanks in the back. The tanks of Minchel are setting up around the cannons as the siege mode has just finished up, but it looks like the Zealots are doing enough. Looks like the Zealots alone are doing the job. They're killing most of what BYUL has. The raids in the air, though, are keeping him alive. Vultures are spawning as well at the moment. He needs more tanks, though. Drops. Kills his own SCVs there with his siege tank shot because he got 10,000 minerals. And at the moment, he needs more army, not more money. It's a gamble. It's a risky gamble that BYUL is taking here because he might be too late and he might run out of money. He might run out of money. His upgrades are a little bit better. He's gone 2-2 against 0-0, soon to be 1-1 Minchel Protoss tanks. The Arbiter there is protecting The tanks goes for the Arbiter with his raids. The Arbiter gets taken down. The raids also go down, though. Observers are moving to the front to extend the tank range. Setting up a beautiful tank line vertically. Getting command centers on the middle to get more supply space, although he doesn't really need them. He's just throwing them down for funsies. He's basically building all over the map. He's building non-stop. He's building everything everywhere. Now Zealots are coming in along with the tanks. Arbiters behind him to support them with Stasai. Can he have... He's got energy, 150, so he can throw down some stasis. And he's pushing through those tanks with ease with his gateway units. The tanks of his own are not even really doing much, but they are rolling forward. And they're going to set up there inside this choke point. Oh, beautiful stasis on the raids there. Raids are locked up once again. We've got... That's the game. That's the game. BYUL knows it's over. He gambled on a bigger army, but he can't afford the bigger army. His supply is dying. He's got almost no army in the front. A lot of raids are in the back, but they're not participating. They cannot participate because we have the Arbiter with stasis and the Observers to detect them. Minchel just... Like, look at all the things he built in just 18 minutes, while also keeping BYUL contained in his own base. This is absolute domination in another sense than we're used to. BYUL would have died 5 times over if Minchel had just decided to attack at any point. But instead he kept him alive, to toy with him a little bit more, to get those tanks sieged up right inside this choke point, and yeah, just show that he's way better than BYUL. It was just really well played. I'm impressed. I mean, I'm also a little bit sad because mind control is so damn strong. You can see it right here. Mind control is really damn strong. Really damn strong. But well played from both players. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.